We're about to start. I'm gonna mute.
Go ahead.
I'm putting on the starting starting soon screen. Yeah, I think we're actually live right now. Can you hear me? No. Okay. I don't know if the stream can hear me though, but we are live for the.
Sweet.
This is the third episode of the Out the Pocket podcast. I'm here with my co-host Alfredo, the best guy I ever known. Love this guy to death. Uh, a lot of crazy shit has happened this week. A lot of crazy shit.
Oh man, what a week!
Yeah, nah, there's definitely a lot to talk about. We have the Miami Dolphins shitting on the Denver Broncos, as expected. I mean, nobody expected 70 points. Let's be completely honest right there. Nobody
No,
expected that. That was crazy. I saw a crazy stat line that this is the first time multiple players has scored 4 touchdowns in a game, and
hmm
in a long time. So yeah, this is I I'm happy that for me the Raiders losing sucked because we have terrible coaching, and I'm at my wits end with it. But watching the Denver Broncos just allow 70 points, are they the worst defense in the NFL?
the worst. I wouldn't say the worst. I would say one of the. What's the word that I could put in there? Because it's kind of hard. Because we have a couple of other defenses that are absolutely not doing as well, but they haven't faced a caliber team that has a
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill,
exactly.
a good ass running back, and these offensive weapons that they had. And they're horrible at offense too. So the defense came in and stepped up and tried to held them to 20 points. Honestly, I was thinking it was going to be a 70-0.
I th- there was a lot of questionable play calling, defensively speaking, and yeah, I wouldn't say I didn't think that they were gonna get shut out because the offense has been playing a lot better, but yeah, that wasn't good at all. That wasn't good at all. I particularly enjoyed watching Broncos fans streams and watching their face like when they um one of my favorite YouTubers. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is That's Good Sports. He's a
Okay.
he's a Broncos fan and he live streams.
hmm
The Marvin Mims had that punt return touchdown,
Yeah,
and he
I
was
remember
like, he was not excited at all. He's like, "Oh wow, we fucking scored a touchdown. Normally I'd be excited, but I'm just fucking sad, fucking sad."
that.
He's like, "Congratulations, Marvin Mims. I actually like you." But yeah, that was embarrassing. That I don't know, like I don't know if it's just the caliber of team because let's be honest, what was the strong suit that everybody was talking about for the Broncos last year? It was their defense. Their defense was
Yeah, defense.
Russell Wilson was being clowned on because he had less touchdowns than he had bathrooms until like week 15, I believe. Like he was abysmal. It was terrible. That, but that defense looks horrendous. They couldn't stop a college football team. It was embarrassing, and I think
Yeah.
that it's more embarrassing for Sean Payton, especially with the comments that he made towards, Nathaniel Hackett at the beginning of the season, saying that he did the worst coaching job in NFL history. It
hmm
was, yeah. What do you
So,
guys?
in your opinion, does it come down to the team, the coaching staff, or both? In your opinion, what do you think?
I think that the defensive coordinator needs to get fired, without a doubt.
So you think it's more reliable on the defense?
Yes, because they have so many weapons on defense that they should not have been this bad. I mean, how Patrick Surtain is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. How the fuck are you gonna have Patrick Surtain get burnt by Robbie Chosen? Motherfucker has had 4 fucking name changes, and his name before this was fucking Chosen Anderson, and he decided to fucking change his name to fucking Robbie Chosen now. He went from Robbie Anderson to Robbie Anderson with an IE from Y to Chosen Anderson to Robbie Chosen now. How are you gonna fucking let that happen? He was from the practice squad.
Fuck.
A practice squad member.
I honestly do not know.
Like, look, I hate the Broncos, and I love clowning on them because I've had these Broncos fans. They talk so much shit. It's surprising how much shit they talk for being abysmal.
Yeah. I've
like that's the one
I've
team
known
that
a couple
I can
Broncos
talk
fans.
shit. That's the one team I could talk shit on because we've had the fucking the win streak since 2019. Like, man, I'm going on a rant right now, but yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That it just pisses me off. Like seeing that was embarrassing. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You speak. I want to hear what you think.
I would say it just comes down to the preparation at the end of the day. They weren't prepared to take on Tua. They weren't prepared to take on Tyreek Hill. They weren't prepared for the game at all. Nope. The play calling was awful. The coverage was awful on the defense. Mm-hmm. And yes, I do agree with you. The defensive coordinator needs to get fired.
I don't know how he still has his job. And on top of that, I don't know if you saw this, but fucking, what's his fucking name? Sean Payton. He fucking came out and said, there will be no firings for Sunday's loss. Like, come on, bro. You're going to really stick up.
But think about it this way, right? If Sean Payton would have came out and said, there's going to be a lot of firing, we're going to rebuild, this is going to look bad.
Yeah.
You know, you got your ass kicked tremendously in the NFL history. Mm-hmm. Right? So, you can't get any worse from here.
Nope.
You just grow from here. Mm-hmm. You literally got your ass handed to the whole fucking bottom. Week. You hit rock bottom, you can't get worse than here. Nope. They can only build from here. They can take this, either shoot it up in motivation, or this will hit rock bottom even more because they're going to let this get to their head. They're not going to play the same. There's going to be egos being destroyed. Mm. There's going to be a lot of different balanced counteractives are just going to go down.
Yeah. It starts from the top. But I get it too. Like, you're already at the bottom. Might as well just try to build from here, right?
Exactly.
I get it.
You got your ass handed to in a 50-point deficit. 50 fucking
That's
points.
Fucking crazy to hear. But it's more even crazy to just... This is why I have the picture. That's why I have it in the background of the stream. Because I want... it's just a crazy number to look at. I have not been alive. This is the first time in probably the lifetimes of any of us, like, that's going to watch this, that this has happened.
That's very true. It's very true.
Oh my god! Like, they have a lot of work to do. I am just like, I knew they were gonna lose. I mean, I picked them to lose. We all picked them to lose.
We picked them to lose regardless.
Nobody expected them to win, but to lose this bad. Like,
at such a low caliber coming into the week and losing this bad, no one could have predicted it. No one. I get it. The Miami Dolphins are the team in the top, I would say top 5 in the league. Based on their performances, based on the weapons that they have, and the way they're performing, it's a high caliber offensive team.
Yeah. Yeah, they just run on all cylinders. It's heavily reliant on deep, and Tua looks amazing. But here's the thing too, I was watching the games on Red Zone because my game was on prime time, so I was able to watch multiple games instead of having to. So they stopped showing clips of the Miami Dolphins game when it hit 40. I don't even remember. It was 47 but. They just stopped showing clips. Nobody was talking about them anymore. And
I think it was 40 to something when they stopped showing the clips anymore. They stopped showing the highlights.
Yeah.
They'll just talk about it, but they won't show the highlight to the talk. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, Dolphins just scored again." And then this time, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it was just quick glimpses. No, it wasn't even like that because I remember I was watching it and it was literally, and you guys won't believe this, but you would think that this was an NFL or NBA game with the points, and it was showed the 70 points. I was like, what? That shit's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is bad football.
Nobody came into this week expecting that. Thank God, or not. Thank God I had to. I scored 151 points in my. Listen to this. Actually, no. I scored 100. Let me pull it up because I want to show everybody. I lost. By the way, I lost my fantasy.
You lost.
Again, and I scored 151. I play ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Hold up. Week 3, I scored I don't know. I scored 158, and the guy against me scored 170.
170.
He scored 170 on me. This motherfucker. He had Jalen Hurts, Zach Moss, Alexander Madison. The players. Guess which players he had that fucking shit on me?
The Dolphins.
No. Surprisingly not.
Oh, no?
He had Keenan Allen and Devontae Adams, my own fucking player. He shit on me with Devontae. I think he scored a 42 points. Devontae Adams. He had 20 points in the first 7. He had 20 points in the first 10 minutes. It was ridiculous.
Dude, that's fucking killer.
Yeah, no, it was not a good week. My Raiders lost. I lost in fantasy, so now I bet on it too because he's my supervisor.
Fuck.
It was not fun. It was not a good week for me. But
I don't know, but I'm 3-0 in my league.
Ooh. I'm 1-2 in my league. I lost the last 2. I'm on a losing streak. So, and it's not like I have bad players. It's just that AJ Brown has been letting me down. But this week he showed up with 22 points. I ain't gonna hate on him, but he's not been producing. James Conner's been doing good, but Jacobs, it's terrible. Now, let's get into our own team's loss. Do you want to talk about my loss first or your loss first?
Let's get my disappointment out of the way.
Man, not only did you lose. Y'all lost to the Cardinals. And on top of that, how was it part of the way that you lost? Tell me.
They came out to play. I mean, honestly, we got hit in the fucking face the whole game.
They ran down your throat.
Dude, they came out swinging. The defense wasn't prepared. It was just god awful since the fucking beginning.
There was one sack that I liked from Michael Parsons where he went out for the animal, but I mean, Josh didn't have a good game. I'm looking at the stats. Josh Dobbs, by the way, he played good. He played decent. He managed the game. He had a great completion percentage, 17 of 21, 189
yards,
exactly.
1 touchdown.
Yep. James Conner went out with 14 carries for 98 yards and 1 touchdown. But Tony Pollard came out to play too, 122 yards. The Cardinals defense couldn't stop him much. Dak Prescott, 250 yards about, or 249.
But let's put it this way: 14 carries for 97 yards. That's an average of 7 yards per carry. If you look at Tony Pollard, yeah, but Tony Pollard did 23 of 122, averaging 5.3.
So it was more volume for Tony.
It was more volume over
like
production.
More of a bell cow type of role, which they're relying more.
He was fed a lot more than James Conner was, and barely produced. What?
Like 20 yards more?
20 yards more,
22?
maybe 25?
No, 23. It's 23.
23?
Yards. Yeah. 24. I'm bad at math.
We're not math.
Yeah, we're not mathematicians.
Here. But let's put it in perspective. I mean, Tony Pollard was fed a lot more, and for the hype that he came in this season as a number 1 running back, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see the number 1 running back. I don't see him taking off like he did last year. Last year he was used in the multiple threat level.
Yeah, but he also had the backup of Ezekiel Elliott, you know? Like it wouldn't be like overworking him in a sense. I mean, 23 carries is a lot.
No, yeah, don't get me wrong. 23 carries is a lot. It's just you had Zeke. Zeke was a monster. He was big. He was pound for pound. That's what he was. And Tony Pollard isn't a pound for pound running back. He's more of a handoff to the right, get him outside, toss to the right, toss to the left, outside so he can get free and do some skill work. That's more Tony Pollard's skill.
Yeah.
But we're using Tony Pollard as a pound-for-pound running back, which he's not.
Do you think that's mostly part of the fault of being at a deficit, though? Like, you know, trying to eat those yards up, because I understand he's not like a power back. That's what you're trying to say. Like, he's not going to play
like a power back.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have that power. He's more of a finesse runner, and I completely agree with that. But I mean, when Dak Prescott is not, he was 25 of 40. That's damn near 50, close to 50.
Awful.
He was not good.
Awful. No.
Arizona. I mean, I said it last week. I thought that the Cowboys. We both picked the Cowboys to win, but I did. You know, we were both wrong on our team. I thought that we were. To be completely honest, I thought that you almost predicted the exact score for the Raiders game. With 24-17, but it was just the other team that won. But it was 23.
Other way around.
Yeah, man, it was. But going back to Dak Prescott, he did not play good. Could it be that the Cardinals were more prepared and the Cowboys just thought that they could bulldoze him and they didn't take him serious? Or do you think it was like just Dak being Dak and like folding under pressure type of deal? And I mean, he got 24 yards running. Average of 8 yards a carry. I don't know what his longest was. I'm trying to look at the stats right now while we're talking. But, you know, your top receiver was Michael Gallup with 92 yards. Did you guys is Deuce on the active roster or no?
He's in the active roster, yes.
They didn't use him
at all.
They have. I mean, Deuce is more like he maybe it's just that the hype around Deuce, but like I feel like he's more of a bulldog type of runner where he puts his head down, and I feel like it also helps him because he's smaller in frame that he could just kind of get through the hits opposed to Tony Pollard.
But if we're gonna put people at fault, I don't blame Dak Prescott. I blame our receivers.
Okay.
CD Lamb wasn't playing football out there. He was playing for flags.
Yeah,
Every time he would get a pass on his direction and it wouldn't go his way,
he
he'd
was
throw up his hands like, "Hey, call it, call it, call it!" Like, bro, get physical. Go up for the ball. Get it. I understand it's different in our perspective because we're fans. We're not in there,
mm-hmm.
but
Play the damn game.
even the professionals said he was playing for flags. He wasn't even playing for any type of catches or any type of touchdowns because he dropped 2, maybe 3 catches he could have caught in the end zone to make this a different game.
Yep.
But he was playing for flags. He was playing for those pass interference, the holding calls. And that's why Michael Gallup, 6 receptions for 92 yards.
Mm-hmm. Averaging 15 yards per reception.
15.3 yards per catch. CD Lamb, 4 for 53. Ferguson, 4 for 48. These are not bad numbers, but let me bring up last week's.
They're not
stats.
Enough yards. I don't think that, like, at that point you're not getting. I don't know. Is it part of the reason is I think also like the coverage that the Arizona Cardinals were running against the Cowboys was they noticed something and they were like, hey, we're gonna try and like double up on CD, like kind of immobilize him. Then he has to pass the ball to other people. And
it's funny because CD wasn't double coverage a lot that game.
Was it a lot more zone?
It was more zone. But if we look at last week's against the Jets, right? CD Lamb was targeted 11 times for 143 yards. And look at Tony Pollard had 25 carries for 72 yards. So when our run game isn't well, we resort on our pass game. And I would say that isn't, I'm not saying it's relying on Dak, but yes, Dak did throw a crucial interception in the red zone for a potential winning drive towards the end. Either way, there's a lot of statistics. If he would have made it, he would have gone for the field goal. They would have got an offside kick. The offside kick only had a 5% chance of going through.
It's just too many factors, and at that point...
Yeah, there's too many factors for that game to go any other way.
I think they were playing also too slow from the start. They weren't really, playing as aggressively as they should have. They were kind of still playing as if, like, they were playing the Jets or the Giants, like, kind of on autopilot. And then by the time that they tried to do anything, it was already too late. You were running out of time at that point, and you couldn't really make anything happen. And on top of that, your QB couldn't do anything pretty spectacular, and instead he throws a crucial interception in the game, And I'm not saying that changed much, but
it didn't really change anything. If we're gonna be honest, that didn't change jack shit out of the outcome of this game.
No.
Dak Prescott has a 8 QBR rating in the fucking red zone in these 3 games.
That's low, right?
That's awful. That's the lowest ever. Last year he was averaging an 85.3.
Yeah, I was confused.
QBR in the red zone.
That did not even sound like a real statistic. What the fuck?
8%.
That is bad.
He's not producing anything for himself in the red zone.
He's not helping himself in any way, shape.
No, there's a lot of Cowboy fans out here asking for his head.
Time to start
put in Trey Lance. Put in Cooper Rush.
Dude, I heard so many people say it's time to put in Trey Lance. He's better than Dak Prescott. I'm like, man.
But
it sounds like a lot of Raiders fans too. When
it's gonna be a broken record until the Cowboys figure it out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
And here's
Because if the Cowboys don't figure it out, we got next week we have the Patriots at home. After that, we have
and the
the
Patriots defense is
49ers.
pretty fucking good.
That's what I'm saying.
And then, do you think it's also a fact? Do you think that it played a factor that you guys didn't have Trayvon Diggs out on the field? That's another thing that we forgot. That's another thing we forgot to mention too. Trayvon Diggs is out for the season now with a torn ACL that he sustained in practice. Do you think that that's also something that could have affected it? How is that?
I would say Trayvon Diggs going out. I'm gonna say this for most Cowboy fans. It's stung. Because if you think about it, when Trayvon Diggs went down on a 1-versus-1 training, they shouldn't be running one-on-ones. A lot of teams don't run one-on-ones during the season. Do that on the off season.
Yeah.
Do that in training camp. Don't do that during the season. That's too risky, and players will get hurt.
It's drills. You have to play. You run drills. Don't go full speed. And
yeah, it's just.
I was trying to look up film to see if there was any, and I couldn't find any film of it. It was just, well, obviously they're not going to show any film because it's, the fucking plays, But
But if you put it that way, Trayvon Diggs was the heart and soul to the defense.
Yes. Besides Michael Parsons, obviously.
But I'm talking about the secondary.
Yeah, he was a big factor. A lot of people didn't like his play.
Michael Parsons is more of the front line.
Mm-hmm.
I call it the infantry because they're going
like
in as dogs.
It's like the face and the heart.
Yeah, because Michael Parsons right now, he's the face of the defense. But Diggs was the heart.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his effort that he played and how the style that he played. He was a very talented player. We're talking about him like he's dead. He's out for the season, but it's a significant loss, no doubt. It's terrible. This type of injury can affect you guys tremendously. And now the next guy up, you just gotta kind of dust your hands and move forward for the rest of the season. But you could tell that not having Trayvon Diggs on that field really affected your guys' secondary. But even then, I mean, you guys didn't have the speed to. You guys allowed Josh Dobbs to run you guys over in that one run that I saw, that one clip that I saw of Joshua Dobbs just going off. Hold on, what was it?
When he runs to the left and he goes down for
it was like 24 yards, I believe.
Yeah.
He had 6 carries for 55 yards and averaging 9.2 carries. You guys allowed a total of over 200 yards in run. That is more than we allowed in the first 2 weeks combined. In 1 week.
Yeah. You're right.
A lot of RPOs, a lot of switch play. Like, the Cardinals came out to play. I'm not gonna lie. I took joy in watching the Cowboys lose, but I came back to reality as soon as the Raiders started playing. I had to turn off the TV because I could.
Y'all fucking choked.
We didn't choke. We were never in it to begin with. I mean, let's be completely honest. How the hell are we gonna say that we choked when we weren't even in it to begin with, brother? You got to understand, we did not score any points in the second or third quarter. By that point, by the third quarter, they had already scored all their points, 23 points. So we had to go into the fourth quarter trying to come back. We don't have Derek Carr. We don't have his deep ball. We don't have his accuracy with the deep ball. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo's stats on paper, I mean, I guess they look good. 28 to 44. Yo, you there? We'll be right back. Hold up. I think he's coming back. What happened?
I don't know. You disappeared after that whole rant.
Bro, I was like, I was going on a rant right now about Jimmy G, and then you just disappeared. So I got scared for a second, but thankfully the stream.
It's funny because on my screen you disappeared.
Oh really? For me,
yeah,
it just shows up that you were like it showed you disconnected, and I was like, oh crap! I hope that he's still here. But I was just pulling up the stats, bro. Jimmy Garoppolo had 28 of 44. He threw for 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He is leading the NFL in interceptions right now. I thought we got rid of Derek Carr for that exact reason. He was tied with Dak Prescott for interceptions. Dak Prescott had less games, but we won't talk about last year. It's a new year. You guys are still doing good. It's just 1 loss.
Let me put it this way. Total yards, Pittsburgh and Vegas. Pittsburgh had 333 yards that game. Vegas, the Raiders had 362. Passing yards, almost 300 passing yards.
It was
the only statistic that they won offensively was rushing. You guys only rushed for 69 yards, and they ran 105, which is not a big difference.
But we were throwing the ball away in crucial moments. We were just giving them opportunities, and then on top of that, our defense didn't come to play. Again. Third down efficiency, they were 6 of 15. We were 4 of 13. We had 1 fourth down conversion. 1 of 2 fourth down conversions. Mm-hmm. We had 67 total plays to their 60. We allowed 4 sacks on Jimmy G. That's another thing that I'm having an issue with this team. What the fuck happened to our offensive line? Last year we were ranked 10 in our offensive line. We started off slow, but we ended up back at the top 10 spot. I don't understand what's going on with this team. I don't understand if it's play calling. Like, partially it is play calling, because, I mean, how the hell are you going to fucking allow... We were down 8 points, and our coach decides to go for a fucking field goal. This is what we were talking about before we even started the stream. How are you going to allow that? You are down 8 points. Go for the fucking touchdown. Go for the touchdown. Go for the 2-point. You have to fucking fight. You have to try and win. That is not winner mentality how they're playing. And you know what? I got to be realistic. It's just how the fucking Raiders play. I'm sorry.
That's how it is.
I'm going on a rant. This is just how the fucking Raiders play. I am so sick and tired of this. Like, the only bright side, like I said earlier, is the Broncos getting pooped on. But at the end of the day, my team isn't much better. We're playing the Chargers next week. I'm picking the Chargers. I was going to go for my Raiders, but after this fucking performance against one of the worst offenses, we allowed Kenny Pickett to throw. How the fuck are we going to allow Kenny Pickett? We allowed Kenny Pickett to throw 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. No interception. Marcus Peters, he was the highlight before I had to turn off the TV. I stopped watching it before the halftime because I was so pissed off. And I didn't even care that we came back because I already knew we're going to find a way to choke it. We're not going to do anything. You know, it's just the same old thing. We're repeating the same thing. Just like how you feel it with your Cowboys. In the moments that you should produce, you don't produce. It's just what it is.
If we look at it in the end score, right? Let's just say no one watched the game, and you just look at this you're like, oh shit, 23-18. You're gonna be like, oh shit, the Raiders fucking choked again.
Allowing it, but no, they were never in it to begin with. They scored.
You guys scored 11 points. You guys kept Pittsburgh at nil in the fourth quarter.
What is that? We went for a 2-point conversion, obviously because we had 11 points. We
Yeah, but look at
we could have gone for another.
First quarter 7-7, second quarter 6-0. I understand. Third quarter 10-0. Fourth quarter, where the game matters, 0 points for Pittsburgh, 11 points for you guys. Devontae Adams had 13 receptions for 172 yards.
He went off.
And 2 touchdowns. That's fucking insane. But Jimmy G needs to step up. I understand. He went 28 for 44 with 324 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the thing is, he threw too many picks. I didn't really watch the game entirely to say.
I didn't either. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm a Raider fan, but I couldn't watch the game. It pissed me off so much, and I did this last year where I was live streaming myself watching the games, and it was just raging the entire time. I can't deal with that. I cannot. It messes with the rest of my night, and it was the worst fucking way to watch a primetime game. Watching your team, and on top of that, the worst thing of all is watching that stadium filled with Steelers fans. No home field advantage. We have none. We have no fan base in Vegas. We left to Vegas because we wanted a better stadium, and it's a beautiful stadium. I visited it. I love it. But we have no home field advantage. We have no home field love. And you know what? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Ever since fucking Josh McDaniels has taken over, we have gone completely backwards. Gruden pissed me off, but this guy pisses me off to a whole nother level. And especially with Rich Bisaccia, like, I wish that we would have kept Rich Bisaccia. He deserves a head coaching position. He deserves he was the reason why the team united together and won out. So, like, they were able to come back into the playoffs the last year that he was there.
Yeah.
It's just heartbreaking. And then on top of that, we're so bad with our damn penalties. You know, they had 6 penalties, but we had 7, but we had 60 yards in total penalties. And they had only 45 yards in total penalties. So, we had more plays, but the time of possession was pretty much split at 29-30 with only a few seconds of difference. It's 30-0-3. 30 minutes and 30 seconds for the Steelers and only 29. We averaged less yards per play with 5.6. It was just abysmal, man. It was just 2 bad teams playing, and then the better of the bad teams won. And you know what? Cheers to the fucking Steelers. Fuck this season. I'm just fighting so we're not in dead last. That's what I'm fighting for. Let's breeze over the rest of the games that went on. The Panthers, they were without Bryce Young. Andy Dalton went out to play, and they lost to a score of 37-27. Andy Dalton didn't play too bad. He had he was 34 of 58 with 361 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Geno Smith was efficient as well, like always. Just 1 interception of 296 yards, 1 touchdown, 23 of 36 completions. It was a pretty average game. Nothing too spectacular. I mean, you kind of really expected it. Andy Dalton he's still playing all right. He's a Red Rocket, but you know, it's
Red Rocket.
Yeah, I mean, their run game couldn't do anything against the Seahawks. only their leading running back is Miles Sanders with only 28 yards, an average of 2.6 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. I mean, you're not going to really do much with those stats. Opposed to Kenneth Walker, who had 96 yards on 18 carries of averaging 5.4 yards per carry, and for 2 touchdowns.
And 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, nothing too special. I mean, we both predicted Seahawks. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember.
Bro, the fucking Houston Texans against the Jags. What the fuck kind of game was that, bro? What?
But what did we say about C.J. Stroud? What did we say last week? We said that he was gonna fucking be something special in this league, and look at him.
And he did. He came out and fucking played.
Do you think it's
20 for 30, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns?
Do you think it was partly because? Do you think that the Jags are overhyped now at this point? Because they haven't been producing that well. They're one of two. They just lost to the Houston Texans. I mean, they are in the same division, so it's more of a tough matchup. But, I mean, 37-17, a 20-point deficit. I mean, C.J. Stroud was throwing for 66%, 20 of 30, 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had one more yard over Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence had more completions on more attempts passed. He's 27 of 40, 279 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Man, that was surprising. That was a good game, though.
That was a game.
That was a good game. Do you think that, like I was saying, do you think that the Jags are overhyped, or do you think it's just a division rival that, it's a tough matchup no matter what for them?
I think it's just the division. It's just a division rival.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's like the Cowboys, the Giants, the Redskins. I'm gonna call them the Redskins. I don't care about anybody. Redskins and the Giants. Fuck the Giants too, but
they're always gonna be hard. They're gonna be the hardest match.
They're gonna be a hard game regardless because
even no matter how bad
hate
they
each
are.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna play balls to the wall. I understand. But
so the division is always going to be division. They're going to play their heart out. They're going to try to win the game any means necessary because that's the rivalry.
But man, the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't even score until the third round.
They have Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence hasn't done shit.
He's been pretty mediocre so far. His stats on the season so far, he hasn't broken 300 yards a game in a single game. This last game was the closest that he got, and it took him more attempts to even reach a yard below C.J. Stroud. So C.J. Stroud was playing more efficiently, down the field. Like, he was passing, getting nice chunk plays. But, I mean, 67% completion in his last game, 53% completion against the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs were going to be a tough matchup no matter what. And their sole win was against Anthony Richardson, which is another division rival, a tough matchup that knows him and knows how to call plays. But I don't know, man. Should we be worried about the Jaguars yet, or should we give them one more week?
I would say give them to the middle of the season to develop. That's what I said about all teams.
Yeah.
Give them to the middle of the season, see where they're at,
really
see where the mindset's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right now it's the beginning. The beginning's always going to be ups and downs, lefts and rights. But when it comes down to middle and end, you want to see how they end the season.
Yep.
How much they've grown, how much they've done, what they had to do.
Yep.
To get to the end of it,
It's not how you start; it's how you finish the race. That's completely right.
Hey, I'm gonna call time out real quick. I'm gonna move outside because everyone's getting here. It's gonna get a little loud.
All right. We're gonna take a quick intermission. Just send me a text. So, right now, he's moving to the outside while this is going on, I'm going to be, man, another game that was that we didn't even get a chance to talk about was, see right now. This, we're gonna bring up right now. We're gonna start talking about the Saints real fast. We're just gonna glide over everything. I don't want to make this another 2-hour stream. You know, just drag along. So, just give me a quick second.
We back, baby.
We back. Just a quick intermission. Just had to move locations real fast, but we're back. Another game that I really wanted to touch base on before moving on, because I didn't want to make another 2-hour stream of, you know, keep people, you know, a lot of people have short attention spans nowadays, so I don't want.
But it's okay. We in our rants. We'll get 2-3 hours in. I don't care.
Exactly. We're having fun. That's all that matters, you know.
Yeah, if you're willing to stay.
Yeah,
we're
I'm
grateful.
gonna keep talking.
If you're not, we're gonna still streaming how we stream, man. That's it.
Exactly. If you enjoy the stream, hit a like. Let's get back into this. So another one that I really wanted to talk about. There was two kind of crazy games. One from my division rivals, the Chargers versus Vikings, and then the Saints versus Packers. A heartbreaking loss for the Saints, especially considering that now they're questionable for Derek Carr is going to be questionable for who knows how long. Hopefully he can come back next week, but I highly doubt it. I know how.
What I last heard from the insiders that Derek Carr is going to be out maybe 2 to 3 weeks. They're questioning either to put him on IR, and that forces him to miss 4 weeks.
Yeah, that would be a huge loss. I mean, especially, you lost. The benefit is that you still maintain your position because everybody in that division lost yesterday. It was a completely loss for everybody. But you know, Derek Carr goes out. In what quarter did he go? He got out in the second quarter, I believe, right, or in the third. But
I think it was in the third.
But
I think it was after halftime.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just like seeing if I could find anything. But yeah, no. That was heartbreaking, especially now you're going back to Jameis Winston, who didn't really do much in that game. A lot of question marks now going forward for them. Are they going to be able to maintain? Are they going to be able to go back to strength? I mean, they still have a good defense, but I mean, they allowed the Green Bay Packers to come back. I thought that it was already done. Like, and then they
18 points in the fourth quarter.
That is ridiculous.
18 points.
I was talking to my supervisor at that, like when that was going on. I was like, "No way! Are the Saints really going to choke right now? They're really going to choke right now." I was literally saying that the entire time. They're about to choke, and then when they kicked that field goal, I was like, "This did not just happen. This did not just happen. Like it was all bad. It was not good. It was not good."
Another game that I want to talk about also after these. I know you were talking about it when I was going around. Was the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts.
That was the upset of the week, I think.
Tucker missed that game-ending field goal.
Dude, but I mean, come on. 64 yards? 64 fucking yards? I understand. Don't get me wrong. Justin Tucker is a stud. But I mean, you're betting way too much on him at that point. Like, you put a lot of pressure on a motherfucker to try and make that goal. But I love that game. That game was a dogfight to the very end, going into OT, and I was like, "Oh, here comes the Ravens. They're gonna march downfield, and then what? Huh? They get the
Bro,
ball back.
hey, let me tell you something. Justin Tucker, 66 yards,
He
2021.
he can do it.
He holds
The
the
longest
longest
field
field
goal.
goal.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's like the possibility of that happening. I understand he has a boot of a leg, but the chances of that happening consistently, and I understand it. He has a boot, and you trust him with all your heart, but you're obviously you have to go for it. You have to try. Give me a second. As you can see, I'm getting demanded to go put the TV. I tried to put him to sleep. It didn't work. Quick intermission.
Oh man. So Tucker, 90% career field goals from 2012 to present is the most accurate. Nice. Then you got gold, 86%, 2005 to present. Then we have Vinatieri, 83. Nice. Man, what a game. Forces it into overtime. Overtime doesn't even cut it.
What up?
What's up? Both teams didn't even cut it at the end.
Oh man, that was a great game though overall.
It was.
I'm happy that the Colts got a win, especially for Minshew Mania. Let's go Minshew. I'm a rider.
But yeah,
I'm
27 of 44 for 227 yards and one tutty.
He went off. He played good. I mean,
he did play good football.
Not a lot of yards, but I mean, he did all right. He maintained compared to Lamar Jackson, who didn't even.
He did 22 of 31, 202 yards, no touchdown.
No touchdown.
Passing
touchdown. He rushed.
He made
he rushed
two
for 101 yards. So he had 300 yards total, but he had just 2 touchdowns and runs. I mean, do you think that they're missing Odell Beckham right now?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Not having that extra threat right there is really going to be it's obviously definitely affecting him. I mean, let's look at the rushing leaders is Lamar Jackson with 101 yards, Gus Edwards with 51 yards, 32 yards for Melvin Gordon. He played all right, Melvin Gordon. I didn't even know he was still in the league. Zay Flowers is the leading receiver for the Baltimore Ravens with 48 yards, averaging 6 yards a reception. Huh? Nelson Aguilar had 39 yards. I mean,
Nelson Aguilar is no chump. He's outstanding.
He's getting older, though. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of these players that they have, the Ravens, he's 30 years old. I mean, he's not Devontae Adams level. Devontae Adams, even being as old as he is, you know what to expect from him, and when he regresses, he'll be an average guy. But Nelson Aguilar, he didn't produce much to really. I mean, statistically speaking, for this game, the past 2 games he played the last 2 games, I believe. Yeah, he didn't play week 1. Oh yeah, he came up because of Odell Beckham. So 2022, look at this. 2022 he only had 362 yards. 2021 400. He's not. I mean, his last good season.
The only reason why he's digressing in yards is because they have younger people to toss to.
True, fair enough, but he doesn't have to be the number 1 receiver.
Exactly. He doesn't have to be number 1 to be not mediocre. I give him the benefit of the doubt at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's a good receiver, but not a number one receiver.
Yeah.
He had his time. He had his glory. Now he can be a second or third, and he's still an
He's a
good
good
option.
Yeah, he's a good option to
Yeah,
have. I mean, in 2 games, he's already averaging. Uh, he's already getting close to the yards that he had last season. So I mean, especially with depending on how long Odell Beckham is going to be out, you know, what's the news on?
Odell.
Yeah, I'm looking on Odell. Still missing practice, so I mean he's not likely to come back for, you know. And I've seen some reports that were saying that they're expecting him to come back like towards the middle of the season, and I mean that's why they picked him up. He still has, you know, the speed and stuff, and he's still good, still has good hands, but you can tell that they definitely need him out on the field. Not having him is
Oh,
really
absolutely, absolutely. Without Odell Beckham, one of the top receivers that they have on their core,
yeah.
they're really missing out on a lot of opportunities to get wins, to get, touchdowns. Without Lamar Jackson going out, you know, out of his way and rushing for 100 and something yards for 2 touchdowns.
Yep. No, I agree.
I get it. Lamar Jackson is a runner, and it's always going to be he's the best running back on the team. Because he rushed more than all his running backs.
Combined. No, not combined, but close.
No, not combined, but close to combined. No, yeah.
My thing is glitching.
Actually, he did do more yards than all 3 running backs combined.
I was on
51,
the stats.
32, and 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did more than his running backs.
That's not good. Yeah, I mean,
that's not good.
I understand that Lamar is a dual threat quarterback. He has a run in the pass. I mean, especially now, he's been looking better in the pass. He looks like he feels more comfortable there too, putting a lot of the rumors to rest. But I mean, when it's not good when you have to have Lamar run. Just because he can run doesn't mean you should run him, because you're putting him more at a risk of getting injured. You're trying to make him be Superman, and I understand, like, you got to win no matter what, but man, it's just risky play, and I don't know the longevity of it, how long that's going to be able to last, if they're going to be able to maintain that type of play.
Yeah.
It's just questionable. You know what I mean? But
let me put it this way also. 14 carries for 101. Edwards had 11 carries for 51.
Yeah, he was just more efficient
then
running the ball too.
Gordon had 10 carries.
But
there's only a 4 carry difference between the running back and him.
Yeah. You also see though, like there was a lot of, like, I should also mention this. There was a lot of moments where he wasn't just running just for the hell of it. Like, he was about to get sacked, and he was like, the pocket was collapsing on him, and he just tucked himself out and then ran the ball to get a first down, and they were able.
And that's what you got to do as a mobile quarterback.
Exactly.
You're gonna get yards regardless.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough, but a lot of guys weren't getting open. That the Colts defense was playing great coverage on them. Not a lot of openings for him. And I mean, let's be honest too. The Colts ran down their throat. Zach Moss had 30 carries for 122 yards, averaging 4 yards a carry. That's efficient. That's efficient, especially like when you're feeding. He's working as a bell cow. He's your bell cow in that moment, and he's doing what he needs to do to get you closer. Where it relieves the stress of Gardner Minshew having to pass, because he's not a QB1. He really isn't. He's fun to watch, but he's not QB1, and so having Zach Moss was also a benefit. But if the Ravens don't even have a weapon like that, they don't have somebody that can run the ball like that, I guess. Because I mean, obviously, if your leading receiver has to be Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards has less carries, only 3 less carries than him, averaged 3 yards less than, or 3 yards less than him, and he's your running back. That's not. That's no. That shouldn't
It
happen.
doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look right.
No. And then you see Gardner Minshew out there. He doesn't have to run. He's a pocket passer. He didn't run at all, and you know, it was just not fun to watch. It was fun to watch, I should say. Sorry, I'm getting.
It was a thriller to the end of that game.
I'm telling you, I was surprised watching that, and I was like, "What the hell is happening? This should not be this close." And then it start towards because it was like getting towards the end of the first streams before it carries over into the later red zone shows, and it was just it was a crazy ending, man. Just going back and forth, nobody really. They look like they were evenly matched when the Ravens are obviously better. They are definitely better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, and if you guys hear my daughter in the background, I'm sorry. They're having fun. They're playing around in there.
Hey, that's what having kids is.
If I would have stayed inside, you would have heard that full blast.
Hey, I don't blame it. My daughter's asleep, and I told my son to go to sleep right now too. I just put the TV so he can watch TV while he goes to sleep, and then I'll go bring him back in. But
yeah.
Another thing that happened during the week, the Chiefs met with the Bears. Sorry, the Bears and the Chiefs met up, and Taylor Swift showed up. So I guess it's true.
You're really gonna bring the Taylor Swift whole theory in this
thing
man.
Now? It's not a theory anymore. Damn. Come on, you cannot say it's a theory.
Hey, the only Kelsey and Swift I want to see is the fucking Eagles, dog. That's it. That's only Kelsey and Swift I want to see.
DeAndre Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, give me that.
Not Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce. My bad, Jason. Please don't hate me. I love.
Put some respect on his name. I don't like the Eagles. Why are you
respecting him? You're a Cowboys fan.
Hey, I like good football.
Yeah, fair enough. I love watching him block. Like, it's funny watching him block. He's such a he's strong,
athletic,
and he's small. Yeah. He's not big, but he has power. I love watching Jason. I've been paying attention more to the center position, like seeing how he is, like especially after watching the live stream or the podcast last year where they had Jalen Hurts and they were talking about how he's quick with it, and it's true. Like you see him, he's a stud. He is a stud. I love him. The Eagles,
but dude, the Chiefs against the Bears, there's no contest. There's nothing there.
There was nothing there.
The Bears are
that's
absolute.
The only reason why I brought it up. There was nothing to talk about. It was just a meltdown. I mean, did we really expect anything different? Next week, though, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be the king of
0-3, 0-3. You got another 0-3. You got another 0-3. There's 4 teams that are 0-3, clashing heads next week.
Really?
Yes. You have
Vikings and Panthers.
You got the Denver. You got Chicago, and you got.
But I think the Vikings are better than 0-3. It's like the opposite of what happened to them last year.
Let me tell you something. The only team that deserves to be 0-3 is the Bears.
At the Broncos.
No.
Yes.
Fuck no.
What do you mean? Okay, tell me your reasoning why. Tell me your reasoning. I want to hear this.
The Broncos are not a bad team.
That picture that's on the screen will tell you otherwise. You show that to anybody and tell me that if they think that's a good team.
Bro, you barely escaped out with 1 point against the Broncos.
My team is shit too.
Exactly, but
we've beat them since 2019.
Dude, I would understand if it was like a 26-10 game. You're like, fuck yeah, I won. No, 17-16.
Hey, I said it at the beginning of the stream. The Raiders and the Broncos are competing for last place in the AFC West, and the Broncos are winning that. How can you sit there and say that the Broncos are the deserve to be 1-2.
I would have wanted them to beat the fucking Redskins. The Redskins didn't deserve that fucking win.
They definitely deserve that win. As a Raiders fan, they deserve that win. I'm speaking biasly, obviously, but
No.
it was perfect. It was perfect. What do you mean? That was beautiful. It was the most beautiful ending. That was the most perfect ending as a Raiders fan. How could it have ended any better? You had you came within 2 points, or you allowed them to come back, take the lead, and then you come back, throw a Hail Mary, an unexpected Hail Mary. Well, I mean, it was expected for the defense. They knew that what was happening, but I mean, you get the touchdown. You just need a 2-point conversion to win, or to tie up the game to go to overtime. They don't do it. They don't convert. That is the most beautiful. They did not deserve that win. They did not. They choked it. That is the best possible way that it could have ended. You know what? I'm predicting. I saw a picture. The Broncos and Bears game is gonna end 2-2. Both teams getting a safety. That's how the game's gonna end. No, I'm just kidding. It's not gonna end like that. I think the Broncos are gonna get their first win.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're gonna beat the Bears this week. You don't think so? You think Justin Fields is gonna figure it out this week?
The defense is gonna figure it out for Justin Fields.
Okay. They're gonna give him.
Justin Fields is gonna barely do above average for this game.
He needs to run
to get them out of that situation of 0-3.
Yeah. So we're disagreeing on that game. I'm picking the Broncos. I'm picking my division rival.
I am picking the fucking Bears. Put it down right now.
All right.
I got the Bears.
I'm writing that down definitely. So you got the Bears against the Broncos.
Yeah, I got the Bears.
I'd be surprised to see the Bears win. I'd be genuinely surprised.
Well, you're gonna be surprised next stream.
You know what? I probably will. Just like how we were surprised that your Cowboys lost.
Hey, it happens. It's football.
Nobody was surprised that the Raiders lost. Nobody.
But you got to think about it. Football. That's the beauty of football. You cannot sit here.
Mommy, stop.
Yeah. Outside, you're outside. Sorry, my daughter's literally right next to me. She's being my little fan right now. Look at. Say hi, Mama.
Hi. She's a mini you, bro. She's literally a mini you.
Yeah, she is. So, where was I at? Where did I leave off?
You were talking about the Bears and Justin Fields. Or no, the defense. Sorry.
The defense. I think the defense is gonna come out to play this week. Go inside, Mommy. Go inside.
Mommy.
So the defense is gonna come out to play.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is barely gonna do above average.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna predict the score, it's either gonna be, I would say.
I think it's low scoring. No.
No, I think they're god awful teams. I think if the Broncos put up 20 points on the Miami Dolphins, and I know that's a bad way to put this.
But the Miami defense is.
But the Miami Dolphins put 70 points on their head top. Absolutely horrible defense.
That was supposed to be their strong suit. Their offense is looking average, but their defense is looking horrendous. I'm pretty sure that's probably the worst defense in the league right now, statistically speaking. You just allowed 70 points. I mean, that's the most fucking points in through that they've. Yeah, no, I don't even know. It's.
Dang.
You still there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say Bears by 3.
Bears by 3? Okay, I'll give you that. I think so.
Bears by 3.
I think it's going to be like a 23-20 type of affair.
No.
You
No,
don't think so?
no. I don't think it's gonna go over 20.
Oh, so what would you say? 14-17?
Yeah, 14-17.
You know, it'd be funny if they lost to the exact same score they lost to in week 1, 17-16.
That would be crazy.
That'd be
That would
funny
be.
as hell. Oh my god. If that happens, I'm gonna clip this and make a short out of it. Lions versus Packers. That's gonna be a fun game to watch, especially.
Nah.
We're gonna see how Jordan Love does against that Detroit defense. That defense has been playing pretty good this season. I like what they're doing. They're a bite your kneecap type of team. They fucking
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about their game last week. I mean, I don't even see. To be honest, I didn't even see stats on their week. Oh yeah, they beat the Falcons 26. I mean, there wasn't really much to talk about.
I mean, it was
just
there's not much to talk about. It's the Falcons.
It was
The
just-
Falcons.
There was not really.
The
this
Falcons
week
are the
wa-
Falcons. The Falcons always find a way to lose a game.
Yeah, I mean, like the Buccaneers lost to the Eagles. I mean, that was expected. Rams.
Who do you think? Okay. Before we continue with this,
Yeah.
who do you think is a team to beat this year as we go along in week 4?
It all would depend, really. I mean, the Eagles have an easy matchup, but it's a division rival, so they could choke it.
Oh, they got the Commanders.
I'd probably have to say the 49ers, because I mean the Chiefs already lost. They got beat by the Lions, so I mean I'd have to say 49ers are the team to beat.
Oh yeah.
Who else?
I would say the 49ers got the Arizona Cardinals. If the Arizona Cardinals came out to play like they did against the Cowboys, it's not going to be no contest. I think the 49ers are going to smack the shit out of them. I really do.
The 49ers?
But if they can keep Purdy and Samuel at bay, they'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, right now
They'll
there's only two
be fine.
3-3-0 teams. It's the 49ers, Eagles, and 49ers, Eagles, and Dolphins. Actually, Dolphins. But I mean, the defense is suspect. I mean, they allowed 20 points to the Broncos.
But think about it. You're up by so much. Who gives a fuck about points?
True. Who cares about?
Hey, what
trying
was that even on the defense's fault?
Nothing.
It was a special teams fuck up.
Fair enough. Yeah, you know what? The defense actually did play good. I forgot about that. They did. They got one of their touchdowns on a punt return.
Yeah, I mean it was a special team fuck up, and the special team wasn't even fucking trying.
No.
They were playing tag. They were fucking playing tag out there. They're like, "Oh, you're it. Oh, you're it." They're
Yeah,
up by so much.
they just did enough to get them to win.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Broncos would have had to do something historic to even try to come back.
Come
at that
back
point.
and win
So,
that.
Holy crap. I mean, look at this stat. Right now, the Dolphins have scored a total points of 130. They've scored a grand total of 130 points. That is a crazy stat to think of, especially considering the closest one after that is 90.
Nah, you want to hear a good stat?
What?
Mostert, 41 for 240 and 6 touchdowns
Bruh.
in the first 3 games.
Raheem Mostert
You got-
didn't even have to fucking ball out. I mean, he balled out easily. They took the starters out and then they started fucking scoring with fucking Robbie Chosen like we were talking about earlier.
19 carries, 208 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Bro, what the fuck?
It was a shit show.
Then you got Tyreek Hill, 25 for 421.
Yeah.
No, 400. My bad. 412 and 4 touchdowns, which is insane. I'll give it this: if Miami doesn't come out to play this game, the Bills will win.
They're gonna come out to play. They're not gonna fucking just. It's a division rival. They're not gonna just fucking let them come in and fucking. But Raheem Mostert was not even the leading runner for that team. Devon Achane was the leading rusher for that team. 18 carries, 203 yards, 11 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns.
Yes, but he only had 1 carry before that game.
True.
He had all that in 1 game against a horrible defense.
Yeah. I mean, his game last week against the Patriots, he had 1 carry for 5 yards. Nobody really expected him to do that, but it really just highlights how bad the Denver run defense is. They can't fucking stop anybody.
They couldn't even stop the league.
Ingold. They stopped Mike White, the quarterback. But, I mean, Chris Brooks, who the hell is that? Do you know who that is?
No.
He had 9 carries for 66 yards, averaging 7 yards per carry, which are elite numbers. 7 yards a carry is something that you think Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's true.
And now, on 9 carries, 66 yards. Raheem Mostert. Oh my god, I can't fucking pronounce his name. Raheem Mostert. 13 carries for 82 yards, 6.3 yards per attempt for 3 touchdowns. Running through that team. Fucking Devon Achane. 203 yards, 11 yards. These guys are running down their fucking throats.
They don't have a run defense. They hardly have a passing defense. They don't have a defense at all.
Let's see how they did. Let's see how the Washington Commanders run game did against another Brian Robinson Jr. had 87 yards on 18 carries, 4.8 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. Sam Howell had 2 carries for 13 yards, 6.5 yards a carry, no touchdowns. Curtis Samuel had 1 carry for 13 yards. I mean, Brian Robinson was the main guy. They allowed a total of, what was it? Rushing yards, 123. They were split evenly on rushing yards. Broncos had more passing yards, but total yards, it was Broncos also. It was just the run defense. They're allowing a lot of yards. They're not stopping the run defense. The secondary is suspect. You allow Robbie Chosen to fucking score on you, and he did not look fast. He was running a slant route to try and get more space to try and get the touchdown.
Yeah.
You're getting embarrassed by a guy from the practice squad. And then he comes out and fucking says some dumb shit saying, oh, we should have gone for 100. I was saying when we saw that 70, we should have gone for 100. Like, bruh, that was just embarrassing.
That's disrespectful. In my opinion, I want to let no one score 100 points.
I agree.
What do you think this is, Madden?
I mean, at
in
that
combined
points,
it was around 90 points for both teams. But
and nobody would have thought that it would have been 70 for one team.
No.
It's ridiculous. But yeah,
so Thursday night game, you got Detroit, you got Green Bay. Who you got?
I think Detroit is going to capitalize on what they did last year when they finished the season, knocking out the Packers out of the playoffs. And I think that the Lions are going to start their season with a win against the Packers. I think that going into week 4 now, they have enough film on Jordan Love to see how he plays, how his tendencies are. And I think that as long as they don't let off the gas, I think that it'll be a entertaining game overall. Hopefully it's an entertaining game. I'm hoping for the best. But I got the Lions winning that one. Pretty close game.
You got the Lions?
Yeah, I say pretty close game. Probably going to be, I'd say 24-27.
I'd have to agree with you. I'm going Detroit.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I mean, Packers fans might already be believing the hype in Jordan Love, but I don't know. I haven't seen enough. I mean, he should have had enough time to
I
develop
mean,
under Aaron Rodgers.
think about it. Jordan Love has 53 completion rate, 655 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 1 interception. If we're looking comparison to golf, it's 69.9, basically 70%, 819, 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
So
Comparing quarterbacks on paper, Jordan Love should win.
you think so?
But since it's not only a quarterback scenario, I would say Detroit Lions defense, if they don't show up,
Yeah.
Packers will win.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
I think that's going to be part of it, and I also like how Jared Goff is playing. I think that Jared Goff is a good QB, and I think that he's found his confidence again, especially with Detroit. But yeah, I haven't seen enough of Jordan Love. I mean, statistically, I guess Jordan Love could get it done, but yeah, give me Detroit for that game. And then we got
Falcons and Jags.
Falcons and Jags, man. That's gonna be woo. Jags. It's not even a hard pick.
Falcons. I got B.J. Robinson running for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, I'm just kidding. Bijan, what did he do last game? I didn't even look at his stats because we didn't even really care because they got.
Hey, honestly, it wasn't that good just because they're going against Detroit defense. Detroit didn't let them do shit.
Yeah, it was down there.
Bijan only had 10 for 33.
10 for 30.
But Detroit has a solid run defense.
That's true. They're putting a lot of pressure on the.
But if we go back to week 2, right? And where are the Falcons at? There they are. Against the Green Bay Packers, right?
Oh yeah, that heartbreaking loss for them.
B.J. Robinson had 19 carries for 124 yards.
Yeah, he did good. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I
don't think the Jags are going to come out to play with the defense. It's more of an offensive struggle. I think the Jags' problems is going to be more of an offensive struggle. If Lawrence doesn't come out to play,
he's been struggling too.
He has been struggling. If he doesn't come out to play and actually want to win, Falcons will be 3-1 next week. And that's my prediction. I think the Falcons are going to be 3-1.
You think that so you're picking against Jags?
Yes, I'm picking Atlanta.
I respect it. I mean, you bring up some fair points, especially considering how much better that Detroit defense has been. A lot of people were questioning it, seeing how they were going to play, but I mean, a lot of their picks that they got, Detroit is looking complete. I mean, they're looking like a good team overall. I like what they're doing.
They're not bad at all.
No,
they have a good-ass defense.
And their offensive line is good. You have Jared Goff playing efficiently. He doesn't have to play crazy. You have a lot of good weapons on the offensive side that they can spread the ball to. Amon-Ra didn't play the last game. I think he was injured, right?
Yeah, he was injured.
So he's going to be coming back next week, hopefully, tomorrow, I should say, against the Packers. But we'll see the update.
It's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be a hell of a game.
You might be right. If Bijan can come out to play, and what's his fucking name? The quarterback, Desmond Ridder. Sorry.
Ridder. Yeah.
If Desmond Ridder can play efficiently enough, Maybe because the Jags have been struggling. They're not playing as good as we thought they would be playing, and I'm getting more questions as the season goes along. Hopefully, they can figure it out with this next game. But it's going to be hard, especially being. No, they aren't division rivals. They're different conferences, but we'll see. I'm interested. It's going to be an interesting matchup for sure.
This one's gonna be fucking interesting
The
too.
Rams and Colts.
No,
Which one?
no. Miami versus Buffalo.
Oh yes.
That's gonna be a
Yes.
fucking game to watch.
We're gonna see how that defense can contain that explosive offense. It's gonna be difficult no matter what, though, because I mean, consider the fact that it's a division rival. No matter what, you can't doubt them. I mean, the
They're
Jets.
both
beat
offensive fucking teams.
powerhouses,
They're powerhouses in their own ways.
but
Okay, let me put it this way: if Tua can come out swinging, run it down their throats, get open receivers, and figure out what they can do about Josh Allen and Diggs, done deal, done. If they take away Diggs, because Josh Allen isn't efficient.
no, he
He
tries
throws
to,
picks
yeah,
like fucking crazy. He throws it like it's fucking candy.
yeah. He tries to play the Superman role, and we spoke about this last week. He tries hard, but he's been playing good the past 2 weeks. But we're gonna see. I think that it's gonna come down to defenses and which defense really
Yeah.
steps up to make the difference. Because both these offenses are really good. Especially you got Stephon Diggs on that as an offensive weapon. They got good running backs. If they can play good and control the fumbles, control the interceptions. If Josh Allen starts throwing picks, it's gonna get ugly really fast. It's gonna be ugly really.
But
fast.
let's put it this way: if the Bills, right, can figure out something about Hill, Tua ain't gonna do shit. It's all gonna be on the running back.
Tua's been playing efficiently, man. I don't know.
I know, but if we go through stats, the only player that has multiple touchdowns is Hill. The next one up is Waddle.
And he's injured. But I mean, even the guys that came up from they stepped up. So that's why I'm saying it's gonna be more of a defensive battle, like to see who really steps up, which defense steps up, and I think that Miami's defense might edge out the Bills. I'm going for Miami. You're gonna go for Bills, aren't you?
No, because if the defense can sack the quarterback the way these stats are saying, Buffalo, Josh Allen has been sacked 7 times. Tua only has been sacked once.
Yeah. Well, we have to also look at how many sacks does Miami have. You know what I mean?
Mm.
We have to look. Let's take a second to see how many times did sacks allowed for. I mean, the Dolphins didn't even really sack Wilson. He only got sacked once.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Bills are the number 2 ranked defense. The Dolphins are ranked 23.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they've just been doing enough to
get by.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that offense is so good that you don't really have to worry about the defense. So it's gonna be. It might be similar to with the Raiders. It might be a similar outcome to that, but I just don't think so because Miami's offense is just so damn good. So I mean, even if they double coverage on Tyreek Hill, they have so many different other weapons that they just can run it down your throat. They can just pass it down the field to this other guy, And obviously, Hill is going to be the number 1 option. He's always going to be your number 1 option. He's the guy he's a cheetah. He's going to fucking go out there and get you the ball. But if the Bills are going to have to rush the quarterback, they're going to have to put pressure on him from the very first snap, not let him breathe, and it's going to be coming down to the mistakes that are done. You know what I mean? like let's see, the Bills versus the Commanders. How many times did they sacks allowed? The Bills didn't even sack. Or no, sorry, I read that wrong.
The
Bills,
Commanders.
the Commanders allowed 9 sacks. Miami's offensive line better be ready to play.
And this Washington Commander team is 2-1.
So, yeah, let's see the week before again. How many times did he sack? He played my Raiders. How many times did he sack? Well, actually, that's a caveat though, because the Raiders' pass defense is good. The run defense the Raiders' pass protection is good. The Raiders' run protection is terrible. We've been, terrible at protecting.
The Bills didn't get 1 sack.
On us, yeah. But that's why I said that I had to add the caveat that the Raiders' pass defense is pretty good. And I mean, I think that they only allowed 1 sack last game. The Raiders only allowed 1 sack last game against the Steelers. And I mean, they had J.J. Watt. So, I mean, the Raiders' offensive line protection is pretty fucking stout. Let me just verify real fast. Yeah, only 1 sack.
Yeah, the Bills had 3
They
against the
had
Jets.
4 sacks. They had 4 sacks to our, and we only sacked them once. So I was wrong about that. So we allowed 4 sacks for the Steelers, but so it just comes down to see who has a better offensive line and see. I think that the Miami offensive line is playing pretty much better all season long. They haven't really had any pressure on Tua so far. And that's why he's been playing so good, because he doesn't have to worry. He has time to throw. He can just pass it downfield. It's just how the cookie crumbles, you know what I mean?
I got the Bills.
You got the Bills.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be mad at that. It's a tough.
Right.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be a hell of a game.
Yep.
It's gonna be a hell of a game, but
yeah, I agree with you.
I think if the Bills come out to play, I think they're gonna win. It ain't gonna be by much. It's gonna be by a touchdown.
I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna say Dolphins are gonna come and edge out the win.
All right.
I think that offense will still.
Hey, we should come down to whoever does the worst picks of the week comes down to do something like stupid, like a pie to the face or something outrageous.
Dude, I'd be down. Like like a challenge, or like
just
like
something simple.
Yeah, we could do that. Like a whipped cream pie to the face.
Yeah, just like a little plate with whipped cream on it, just smack against the face. Like we do it towards like the end of the podcast, so we're not over here with our faces covered the whole time.
I agree.
Okay,
Well,
so you got Miami, I got Bills.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where is that damn thing that, because I know that Google has an Excel style.
Oh, okay.
So
I know what you're talking about.
because I want to try and make a spreadsheet.
Like a spreadsheet.
Yeah, exactly. So that way we can keep track of the.
All right.
But yeah,
Minnesota versus Carolina.
I got Minnesota. Minnesota's better than their record.
Yeah, I got Minnesota.
It's. I don't think it's. I think this is gonna be one of those games where Minnesota comes back with a vengeance. I might be completely wrong, but I don't think so.
If Kirk Cousins doesn't do Kirk Cousins things, I think they're gonna come out victorious.
But I mean, Kirk Cousins isn't even playing bad. I mean, he threw that costly interception in the end, but I mean, it wasn't even. I don't even think that interception was his fault. It got tipped up in the air and he fucking picked it up. Kirk Cousins is playing efficient. I think that he has the most passing yards in the league right now. He has he has 1,053 passing yards. Hold on. Yeah, 1,075. Sorry, he's averaging around. He is 69% completion rating, 9 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions, with a QB rating of 108. We have to stop saying that Kirk Cousins is an issue because he's not. The defense is an issue because they're allowing all these teams to score so many points. Where Kirk Cousins, it's like the same situation with Derek Carr. Like this year, Derek Carr hasn't been playing like amazing football, but he's playing enough to where like they get the win because that defense is so good. And that was the difference between Derek Carr before with the Raiders and Derek Carr now with the Saints, where the Saints have a good defense, and the Derek Carr doesn't have to work as hard. He doesn't have to play Superman, and he doesn't have to make those mistakes like he was doing before, and those mistakes don't show up as much because they're still winning the game. They have enough. Their safety net is enough. The Vikings don't have that. So the Panthers' backup is Andy Dalton. It's going to be Vikings versus. So it could possibly be Bryce Young or Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton will try and get as many yards as possible. He plays like deep balls a lot.
Yeah.
I don't see any way that the Panthers can really win that game. They're not really ready to compete this year. I think, in all actuality, I think the Texans are a better team right now, and I think C.J. Stroud is proving to be a better quarterback right now over Bryce Young.
All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We already talked about this, but I just want to recap. Denver versus Chicago. You said Denver.
That shit show, yeah. Give me Denver. You got Chicago.
I got Chicago.
You think that Chicago's finally going to get their first win? I hope Chicago gets their first win because I really need the break. Because I don't think that the Raiders are going to win this week, and I do not want to be tied with last place with the Broncos. So I hope the Bears win, but I think that the Broncos are going to take the win on that one. In all actuality, I think that.
Okay. Baltimore versus the Browns. Who you got?
That's a tough one because it's a division rival. The Browns have been playing good on offense. Their defense is one of the best in the leagues, for sure. Man.
The Browns running
against the Colts, so the Colts defense was putting pressure on him, and I think it's going to be the same deal with the Browns. It's going to be a tough matchup, and I'm going to have to go with the Browns for that one. I think the Browns.
You got the Browns?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Browns. I don't think that.
Dude, Baltimore.
You're going to go Baltimore. Okay. I'm not mad at that pick. I'm not mad, but I mean, like, we saw how they struggled against the Colts offensively.
But we're putting the Colts such in a lower standard. The Colts are 2-1. They're doing good. These aren't the Colts from last year.
They beat a Super Bowl contender, a playoff contender at the very least.
So don't put some respect on the Colts' name because the Colts are coming out to play this year.
All right.
Pittsburgh versus.
Do you think?
Houston.
No, but wait. Back at the Ravens and Browns.
Okay.
Do you think that the Browns' defense is not good enough to stop Lamar? You think that the Browns' defense is worse than the Colts?
No. Yes.
You think that they're worse than the Colts?
In some aspects, yes.
Okay. All right. I am mad. So so you got Ravens, I got Browns, and all right, fine.
I got Lamar for 2 rushing touchdowns that game.
That's a given. I'd give him that two rushing touchdowns, pretty standard for him. Rams Colts. I got the.
We skipped over one.
Which one?
Well, in my screen, we're skipping over the Pittsburgh versus Houston.
Pittsburgh versus Houston, eh?
It's at 10 o'clock game. Yeah.
Yeah. I see it. Ooh, Texans versus Steelers. I think the Texans got it. I think we're gonna start grooving this year. I think that We didn't put any respect on the name. I know it's their first win of the season, but I mean, and I know it's against the
But
Jags, so
if we're
we're
looking if we're looking at stats on paper in the last 3 games, Stroud has 906 yards, 4
yeah,
touchdowns, and a 64, almost 65% complete ratio.
yeah, he's playing balls to
Let's
the
say
wall.
Pickett for a 2-1 record, 60%. I'm just going to round up 60% for 689 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
But is it because the defense isn't that good that Stroud has to compensate with throwing touchdowns, throwing passes?
It's going to come down to both defenses. Actually, who's going to step up more?
I agree. It always comes down to it. I mean, defense doesn't get enough credit, but I mean, at the end of the day, defense is what helps you, you know.
Defenses win championships.
Defensive
That's what it's always been that way. If you go down the field, you score either a game-winning touchdown or a game-tying touchdown, and there's still minutes on the clock, there's seconds on the clock, you need that defense to step up and take that opportunity to win the game away.
They need to take command of the game early. I think that, I still got Houston, man. I think that.
Yeah, I got Houston. Houston's.
Yeah, I think that Houston's gonna come out, and they're really gonna not really shock, but Steelers are struggling offensively. Their defense is pretty good, but offensively speaking, they're not running on all cylinders. They played good against the Raiders last week, obviously, but I mean they didn't score anything after the half, so
No.
I mean they're still struggling. They can't really put up points on the board. I mean, they put up points on the board against the Raiders, but the caveat is the Raiders' defense is one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Unbiasedly speaking, obviously, I'm a Raiders fan, and it's just the facts of the matter. And I think that the Texans are gonna come in and, you know, show them what's up. They're gonna put up points on the board, and they're gonna, you know, go all out. And I'm here for it. I can't wait. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch, too. It's probably going to be another close game. Or it could be a blowout. It just depends on how the defense plays.
Yeah.
But
if both defenses come out to play, it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a 3-point game.
Yeah. We can't forget how strong that defense is. And we have to remember that, you know, Stroud might struggle also against that Steelers defense. I think we kind of glossed over that, and you know, but I don't know. That defense has to be playing really good, and then also, you know, you're gonna need Kenny Pickett to play efficiently as well.
Yeah, he needs to play efficiently in order to win that game.
Yeah, exactly. If not, you're not gonna win.
Nah.
The
Rams
and the
Colts. Yeah.
I like the Rams, man. I really do. They're 0. Are they 0-2? Or
they're 1-2.
1-2.
1-2.
Who'd they beat?
They beat
the Seahawks week 1.
They lost 2 straight.
Yeah. And it wasn't like they lost. I mean, nobody.
They didn't lose crazy. But
yeah,
they
exactly.
Lost.
I didn't think that they were gonna be that close against the 49ers, and it was a pretty close game. Puka Nacua plays good. I got Tutu out well, so I hope he plays good. And then Cooper Rush should be coming in a couple weeks. Obviously, not going to be a factor in this game, but I mean, I like what the Rams are. They're not as bad as we thought, or as I thought. I thought they were going to be much worse, but they could probably sneak in as a wild card slot. Maybe, huge maybe.
So
But
you're saying the Rams are going to make it to the playoffs?
maybe, huge maybe.
I don't know. I'm hearing predictions. They're 1-2. After this game, they're gonna be 1-3, but we don't know this week.
So you're going Colts. You're going Colts. Is this with Anthony Richardson? Or is this with
Nah, give me
Gardner
Minshew. Minshew.
You're picking the Colts.
Yes.
Give me the Rams. I'm going to go against you. I'm going Rams.
Let's go. That's fine.
I'm not mad at the pick. I mean, realistically, you can't be mad at the pick. But
no,
the Colts are 2-1. The Rams are 1-2. The Rams have played tougher matchups, in my opinion, than the Colts. That's why I'm picking the Rams, honestly, because I think that the Rams, they've just kind of lucked out on the teams that they have had to face. You know what I mean? They faced the Seahawks week 1, and everybody thought that the Seahawks were going to win that one. They come out and win. Matthew Stafford looks like his old self again, passing the ball around, like just making everybody look good, doing those good plays. But
and they couldn't. They faced the 49ers week 2.
Week 2, and it was a 23-30 matchup. Everybody thought it was going to be worse than that. Yeah, it wasn't even like a blowout. And then week 3 they faced against the Bengals, and then the Bengals won 16-19. It wasn't like a blowout either. It was a close matchup until the end. And then who was the QB for the Bengals? Actually, I didn't see. Did Joe Burrow play? He did play. I didn't watch Monday Night Football. They didn't interest me that much, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. The Bengals.
I think that was the game.
No, the week before was the one where he injured himself. Joe Burrow played average, 26-49, 259 yards and 1 interception.
Joe Burrow isn't the same Joe Burrow as last year. That Bengals. Bengals offense isn't the same.
They have the same weapons, though. They have this.
Yeah, but the way that he's playing is not playing to a high standard, to his own capabilities that he knew that he could do last year.
Yeah.
You know, he's playing more conservative.
He's not playing like he did before, yeah. I agree with that. Like just from on a look basis, you cannot deny that he's not playing the same. He's not playing with the same ferocity that he played before. He's not playing but I mean, at the same time, you look at it last year as well. He started off 0-2, I believe. I don't even remember their stats from last year. I'd have to pull it up, but they started off slow last year, and then they picked it up as the year progressed. The good news is that you still have Joe Burrow. He's still a good QB at the end of the day. They started off slow. I'm not really too worried. About Joe Burrow as the year progresses. I think that they're going to figure it out as they go along. I know he's not looking good, but like you said, let's just give it until the middle of the year. I still have faith in Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? But
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Damn. Hanging him up already. So I'm guessing that you're not going to pick the Bengals to beat the Titans.
No. No.
You think Tannehill's going to play better than Joe Burrow?
I think Tallahassee's going to do better than Burrow, yeah.
Tallahassee? Oh, like the team as a whole?
Yeah. I think the Titans are gonna come out to win. Tannehill ain't really playing good.
No, Tannehill isn't playing good at all. I mean,
especially for having fucking Derrick Henry, fucking D-Hop. They're not using their players that they're supposed to use.
But also, my point to that is, like, how old is he now? Like, he's He's
Who?
getting up there in age. Derrick Henry. He's getting close to the point of where he might. He's 39 years old. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
Derrick Henry has more rushing yards than half of the fucking running backs in the league.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's still playing at an elite level.
So was
Not
Chubbs.
not in the top 10 running backs, but he's still
He's still an elite. Yeah, we can't.
yeah, he's
discredit
still
him.
an elite running back
He's
for his
still
age.
power back. He's a fucking bulldozer, big ass stature. He runs like Adrian Peterson standing up. Like his posture is so awkward, but it's so fun to watch him. Like boom, just pushes people down on the floor. He's fun to watch. But man, Titans over Bengals.
Yeah,
Both
give me
1
the
and
Titans.
2.
One deserves to be 1 and 2, one doesn't. I don't think the Bengals deserve to be 1 and 2 though.
Oh, okay.
No, the Titans are awful. I just
And
don't
you're
like.
still picking them to win?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think from between both teams, I have a little bit more faith in the Titans winning this week's game. Not saying they're gonna go and fucking make a Super Bowl run or a playoff run. No, I'm just saying we're going
That
week by
better.
week, play by play, game by game. I think they're gonna win this week.
I ain't mad at it. Especially how the Bengals been playing. You can't really be mad at it.
No,
Titans been playing enough to win.
they're playing just efficient enough to win.
And
Just to scratch by without winning.
obviously not efficient enough because they're 1 and 2. But I think I'm just gonna go against you. I'm gonna pick the Bengals.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. You're 1 and 2 also, so relax over there. Mister, I know we're ass, but we're playing a little better.
You lost to the Cardinals.
You're going to lose to the whole fucking football organization. You lost to the NFL teams.
You lost to the Cardinals. That's all I gotta
Okay.
say.
Okay.
We faced harder opponents.
Okay, harder opponents. Who do you have that's harder? Who are your harder
Who have
opponents?
you faced that's harder?
Dude.
Look
Okay.
at your schedule. Look at who
Yes,
you faced.
I'm looking at it. Okay, compared to the New York Giants and the fucking Donkeys, they're about the same bullshit level that they're both
Okay.
are.
Okay, I'll give you that one. The
Okay,
Raiders
let's
aren't
go.
on the Raiders aren't on the level of the Cowboys. I just want to emphasize that right now. I'm just saying that the competition the Raiders have faced is more difficult. We faced the Steelers, which at the end of the day, they haven't had a losing season since Mike Tomlin has taken over, right?
But look at, they had so much hype for the Jets defense and this Jet offense that they predicted that if Aaron Rodgers.
Have the Cowboys faced a team like the Bills?
Oh, absolutely not, because the Bills are the Bills. The Bills are like always going to be a playoff contender.
That's my point. Like overall, like the difficulty of schedule that we've had so far has been more difficult than the Cowboys. So we're justified in having a 1 and 2 record. You should be undefeated so far. But
No, I actually had us losing to the Jets. I did. No, with Aaron Rodgers. This is before.
but this was before the season started.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, but I would have agreed to that too. If they had Aaron Rodgers, they would have fucking bulldozed him. Especially like with how good that defense was. No doubt, Aaron Rodgers would have done enough to win that game. Because think about it, if they have a competent quarterback, the Jets would be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
If they had a good quarterback, 10 to 15, and 15 because they got a fucking safety. Because he got sacked in the end zone. If they had fucking Aaron Rodgers, he would have thrown that fucking ball away.
Easily.
He wouldn't have made those fucking choices. The Jets are literally a QB away from being Super Bowl contenders.
I think you're gonna be 1 and 3.
Who me?
Yeah, the Raiders.
Yeah, no, I agree. The Raiders are losing.
But
to the
you know what?
Chargers.
You know what? Since you're not going, you don't have
You're
faith
gonna
in
pick
your
the
own
Raiders
team.
to go
I
against me.
got the Raiders.
Hey,
I got the Raiders.
you know what? More power to you, but that's a for sure win for you or for sure win for me, in that one at least. I already know because
It's a win-win situation, regardless. You get a
yeah,
good pick.
I win the
You
pick, but
lose.
I lose because my team is 1-3. Like
I
our
will tell you
schedule is
something.
way
I
too
will
hard.
tell you something. If the Raiders win, you're losing dignity because you picked against your own team.
Yeah, the Raiders fans
Against your rival.
Yeah, that's not
Okay.
gonna. It's not gonna.
It's not gonna look good.
I don't. But
you don't have faith in your team. I understand.
No, I don't. In reality, I don't. How can I have faith when we have suspect coaching, we have suspect fucking defense, we have suspect run game, we can't fucking we nothing seems to be going right, and then on top of that, we just have a shit show of a coach, like that can't fucking call a game to save his fucking life. It's just ridiculous. That's why I'm picking against the Chargers. The Chargers have been, even all those games that they've lost, they've still been playing fucking good fucking teams. Like they beat the Vikings last week by the edge of. But I mean, look at how many points they had to score. The Chargers before that, what team did they fucking play? They played the Dolphins, and it was a 36-34 game. It was close until the end. And then the week before that, we got the Chargers. Who did they play? That was
week 1. I think it was the Chargers and Raiders, wasn't it?
Titans. No. They lost to the Titans week 2. But I mean, like, that was also partly because of suspect play calling towards the end, like, where they were trying to fucking force the ball downfield, where I think that's more your old offensive coordinator shining, you know.
I'm glad we got rid of him.
Hey man,
I love Kellen Moore. I love Kellen Moore because of the risk factor.
But it's just the risk to reward doesn't. It
doesn't always add up.
No, I agree.
Tampa versus Saints. Sorry.
Tampa Bay versus Saints depends on Jameis Winston starts or if Derek Carr starts. Derek Carr is saying obviously that if I can play, I'm gonna play, but I'm not. I got
Baker Mayfield.
I agree.
Give me Baker.
If Jameis Winston is starting, maybe it might be like, no.
Can I tell you something? Up to this week that's going on, both Baker Mayfield and Derek Carr have thrown 636 yards.
Exactly,
toe to toe.
But you're also forgetting that Baker Mayfield.
Derek Carr did get hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt, so we don't know how many yards he could have had. Man, it's gonna come down to that Saints defense to be able to give Jameis enough cushion.
I think Mike Evans is gonna have a fucking field day.
Oh no, I agree. Mike Evans is gonna play efficient. He's gonna play great.
I'm literally gonna go over this one. I'm not gonna remotely try to go over it. The fucking Eagles against the Washington Commanders. There's no contest. I know it's a rivalry game. I know the Washington Commanders are fucking 2-1.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be
there's no contest.
It's a murder.
Who the fuck is Howell? Howell is not even a good quarterback compared to fucking Justin Hurts. And that defense is gonna slaughter the shit out of him. And
it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna
look good.
I predict slaughter. Give me the Eagles.
It's gonna be another fucking Denver Broncos versus the Dolphins. That's how it's gonna end up. Like.
Yep. I agree. I don't think they're gonna score 70 on them, but.
I say 50.
I'd give you 50. I was gonna say like 42, but
50.
I agree with you. 50. I'll give you 50. Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Okay, now we're going into the 1 o'clock games because we just went over all the 10 o'clock games.
Yes, sir. Well, Raiders, Chargers, obviously. You're going Raiders, I'm going Chargers. But yeah,
Dallas
you're just going against me.
Pats.
Give me Pats.
I'm going to stick to my team. I give me Dallas.
Hey, I ain't mad at it. You're a ride or die. Obviously, I'm not. The Raiders fans are gonna fucking kill me if they ever see this. They're gonna be like, "You're not a real Raiders fan. Get the fuck out." But yeah.
No. This is years of a
This is
depressed Raiders fan.
I was a Raiders fan since 2010. I remember I was fucking coming in. Remember our senior year, how I was coming in all fucking hyped? I was like, "Let's fucking go!" It was like the one year Derek Carr went good, and then as soon as he fucking snapped his leg, I was depressed. I was depressed for the rest of the season. Oh my lord, that was terrible to watch. But yeah, man, you guys have to understand. Like, I'm not gonna trust this team until they show me something. I'm not gonna be fucking delusional. Like for him, it's not delusional to pick the Cowboys. I'm picking the Patriots because of their defense. But if the Cowboys defense fucking balls out just to make up for that loss, it could be ugly. Fast.
And I hope my defense comes out to play.
Yeah.
And I actually hope Dak Prescott comes out to play, because if Dak doesn't come out to fucking play, it's gonna tank.
I think he's gonna struggle. I think
Because that Packers defense is good. I mean, not Packers. Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots defense is good. I think that they're going to put pressure, especially on the secondary. They're not going to really allow him to pass. They're not going to give him enough room. They're going to be blitzing, 3-man blitz, not really putting... They're just going to be doing a lot of great coverage on him, and they're going to have to focus on the run game. So Tony Pollard's have to really go off in this game. Defensively speaking, Cowboys are a better defense, obviously, but I think that the Patriots defense is good enough to really affect them. But then we also said that about the Jets. You know, the Jets have one of the best defense as well, but they couldn't really do anything. So
the Cowboys have the number 4 defense. The Patriots have the number 5.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And I mean the Patriots struggled to put up points against the Jets. It was such a low scoring affair. you know what I mean? Like, it was two defenses balling out. So it's going to be another tough week for Patriots. But I think that Bill Belichick, he has cameras set up in your fucking training facility as we speak.
I mean, think about it. They got Zeke. Zeke knows a bunch of shit.
Exactly. But it's not Kellen Moore's deep offense anymore. It's Mike McCarthy's.
What I've seen, it's the same play. It's the same playbook
as before, but
it's just ran differently.
From what I hear, it's also that the efficiency of, like, as soon as they get the down, he calls it into his ear.
He calls it in immediately.
He lets him know, like, hey, do this, and then you do what you do. You know, like, you read the play.
If you got to check. You know,
fucking call down. Like, I'm going to give you this play. You do what you want. So give him a chance. I think that Dak is going to struggle, though. They're going to run the ball more. And that's why I'm going with the Patriots. Because it's another defense that's good. But we're going to see how good it is against the Cowboys. You know, it's going to be definitely a matchup. I don't think I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair, if I'm completely honest. Unless Tony Pollard goes off and goes like 4 touchdowns, it's going to be a low-scoring affair.
I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have one. I think Cook's going to have one. I think Ferguson's going to have one. I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
So so how many touchdowns in total do you think? 4? 3?
I think 4 touchdowns. Just passing wise. Okay. Passing touchdowns. So I think 4.
So you're predicting 21? No, 28.
28.
So 28.
That's not including if the run game is good.
Yeah.
Or the defense scores. I'm just saying in total offense. I think
so how many points do you think in total your Cowboys are going to score on the Patriots defense?
No more than 30 points.
No more than 30. You're saying that like it's a low score, though. So, okay, so we'll say 28. Sorry. 28 points for the Cowboys that you predict. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. and give me the Patriots for that one.
Okay. No
Uh,
contest in this one.
Cardinals versus 49ers. Division matchup. You saw what they did to the Cowboys. If the 49ers don't take them serious, which I don't think that they won't take them serious, especially being a division rival. Do you think it's going to be a slaughter, or do you think it's going to be another close matchup like the Rams game?
I think it's gonna be a close game.
And who do you got?
It's gonna be hard. My guts tell me the Arizona Cardinals.
Really?
Yeah. I think
You think that the 49ers are going to get their first loss to the Cardinals? Now,
it's a divisional round. It's a division though.
is any of this relied upon the fact that you got beat by them? I'm gonna keep
No,
bringing it.
absolutely not. No,
Okay.
because if you think about it, right, the Arizona Cardinals are coming out with the best win of the season.
Yeah.
So far in the 4 weeks,
Nobody expected that.
no one expected it.
100%.
So they're riding their high horse into San Francisco, and I think that high horse is going to be a good high horse for the defense, for Dobbs, and I think they're coming out victorious.
A confidence booster type of deal.
Yeah, they're coming in with more confidence. If they would have lost against the Cowboys, yes, it would have been a different story going into San Fran.
Mm.
But I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are going to beat the 49ers by a big margin. I think it's going to be either 3 points or 1 point deficit.
I agree. It's going to be a close matchup. I think.
I know
Yeah,
you
I'm
want to go 49ers. Yeah, go Niners.
I don't know, man.
I know you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 49ers.
I told you, yeah.
I'm gonna go 49ers. It's an easy pick.
Good point.
I can't.
It's an easy pick. It's a no-brainer pick. But
I
sometimes the
understand where you're
no-brainer
coming
picks
from.
are
Though.
going to
It's
be
gonna be
the
a
hard.
close match. I agree that it might be a close match, but I think that just overall that team is just built so well that I don't.
Oh,
see
no.
them.
The 49ers are built like a fucking racehorse, dog.
But then the question would become, what team do the 49ers lose to? Like, so, like, let's say that you picked the 49ers to win. Oh, shit. After this one, you guys are facing the 49ers.
They go
That's
Dallas.
Good. You know what? I'm not even going to bring up the rest of the schedule because we need to talk about the 49ers and Cowboys next week. You know, we can't just start.
They got
But
they got the boys. They got the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Vikes.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Bengals. They got a 9-week bye. They got the Jaguars. They got the Bucks.
Honestly, I'm seeing a lot of wins there.
I am too.
That's a lot of wins.
Okay, the ones that I predict are going to be a little difficult for them is going to be the Cowboys. Not because they're my team, just because of the defense. I think the Browns because of their defense. The easy win with the Vikings, easy win against the Bengals, easy win against the Jaguars.
I don't think the Vikings
Buccaneers.
is going to be an easy one, but I think they will win that one. It's not going to be easy, but they'll win that one.
No, it's going to be an easy one.
I think
Buccaneers. I think Buccaneers are going to be a tough one. The Seahawks are going to be a tough one. The Eagles are going to be a tough one. Seahawks again.
The more difficult ones start coming towards the end. I mean, they have Eagles, Seahawks, Ravens.
They got you know what's funny? They go Seahawks, Eagles, then back to Seahawks. Week 12, Seahawks. Week 13, Eagles. Week 14, Seahawks. Hey, and they go against another bird. The 15th against the Cardinals again.
And they're going against another bird against the Ravens. Bruh.
Damn, they're going
do they go against all the birds this? Do they go against all the birds this year?
No, they're
Falcons. They're missing the Falcons.
Yeah, they're missing the Falcons. But let's finish this up real quick. So we got the Niners. I got the Arizona Cardinals. How about the Chiefs and Jets?
Chiefs, Jets. Give me the Chiefs. Chiefs are gonna.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And no brainer for Monday night. I got Seahawks. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Daniels ain't gonna do much.
I don't. Yeah.
He has more interceptions than touchdowns.
I agree. I completely agree with those last few picks. Those
I
were
mean,
easy picks.
that's a couple
I don't
picks
think
for
that
next
any of
week.
to be honest, if those games turn out to be blowouts, I might just even turn off because I don't. It's always more fun when you see like back and forth battles. I mean, that obviously shows that you have terrible defense, or the offense is really good. But I mean, it's yeah, those are gonna be blowouts. Not
Yeah,
blowouts, but they're gonna be not good.
very, very not.
All
No
right.
contest.
Before we click off for the day, or finish the stream today, do you want to give your top 5 teams right now as it stands?
Top 5,
Yes.
49ers, Eagles,
Mm.
Dolphins. Who else is a really good team? Let me
You
see.
got the Bills that are 2-1. They only lost to the Jets, and that's a tough matchup because it's a division rival. And they've think
But
about this: the Bills have only allowed 35 points this season.
that's true.
The Browns have less with 32. And that's it. The next closest one
Oh,
to
wait,
them
wait, wait, wait. Let me.
is the Cowboys with 38 points allowed.
I think the Seahawks.
You think the Seahawks
Seahawks and
four,
Bills.
are 4?
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Interesting pick. I'm not mad at it. It's interesting though.
Then 6 is Cowboys.
No, you haven't said
They're not
5.
in the top 5. Yeah, they're. Yeah, I did.
Okay, you have 49ers, Eagles.
I got the 49ers. I got the Eagles. I got
Dolphins.
the Dolphins. I
Then you
have
said
the
Seahawks.
Seahawks. Then I said the Bills.
Bills.
Then you got the Cowboys and the Chiefs.
Wow, so you have the Chiefs at 7.
I did.
I ain't mad at it, honestly. I mean, they beat the Bears, so it wasn't much like.
It wasn't much of a contest.
Yeah, it was.
But you can say with the Cowboys, too. The Cowboys won against 2 New York teams that ain't shit.
Yeah, no, like my top 5 would be probably. Oh, it actually is pretty hard to pick top 5. I'd say.
That's what I'm saying. You
Say
made me
49ers?
pick. You made me pick this on the spot, so I had to.
Yeah.
Oh
week-
my
next-
God.
Next week we'll have
Next
the
week
list
we'll
ready.
do our research and
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
bring
have the
up our
list
new
ready
top 5.
after we watch the games. We'll have our top 5. But okay,
Yeah.
for my top 5, I'll have Eagles, 49ers for sure. Then Miami. Then give me the Lions, even though they're number 2 in their division.
Okay.
And Chiefs. No, I put Bills, then Chiefs, then Cowboys.
Bills and Chiefs. Yeah.
And that's how
I ain't mad at it. That's good. That's a good tier list. That's
Yeah,
a really
because I
good
think
tier.
the Bills right now are better than the Chiefs overall because they have better defense. This is the best defense that Patrick Mahomes has had, but I think that the Bills are still a better defense. And also
Yeah.
their offense is still the Bills' offense. As long as Josh Allen can, maintain his interceptions, I don't think it should be much of an issue. But yeah,
Sound-
those are
That sounds.
that's pretty much my top picks.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out next week if anyone move around.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if anybody drops in our power rankings. Everybody goes up, because you never know. The
Yeah.
Chiefs might lose.
They might. They
They
might just
might
lose.
choke it.
And the
But I
49ers might lose.
to the
but
Cardinals, and then we
No
have
one
to,
knows. We'll find out when the game starts and when whoever wants to win.
That's why we love football. But anyway, do you have anything else to say before we end the stream?
Nah, just if you like the content, subscribe, follow us. We're kind of funny.
Yeah,
We ran a lot.
Yep. If you like rant videos of people getting pissed off about their teams when they're playing shitty, this is the place for you. I mean, who doesn't like people raging about, their team fucking playing like shit? I fucking love that. That's the best thing, especially if it's. I know there's gonna be Broncos fans, there's gonna be Eagles fans, there's gonna be fucking.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, there's
I'm
gonna be
okay
those
with
fans
that.
that
Bring them.
Exactly, we love it. And
Bring 'em.
viewership is good viewership. If you enjoy what you're watching, please subscribe to the video. I'm gonna drop his socials down below in the description if you guys want to go check him out too. I'll drop his YouTube and his Instagram if he wants to tag it, whatever he wants. Yeah, drop a like, subscribe, and we might do this, or we're gonna do this again next Wednesday. Might do a stream sooner if we see anything after the game tomorrow. Might do a Friday stream if he's down. We'll see. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream.